Exploring the cavern beneath Haibata Infirmary, where she and the other kidnapped girls were taken, Ruka discovers steps leading even deeper underground. Following them, she arrives at the shrine where the Rogetsu Kagura was performed, the place she was taken from 10 years previously to become an organ in a separate ritual dance. Lost in her memories, Ruka sees her father, Soya. She follows him and finds herself at the Yomotsuki residence, a house where she was born. Chapter 11, Eclipse. Well, Misaki's out, Shoshiro's out. All we got left is Ruka, baby, and that means I'm gonna read Shoshiro's notebook now. It's gonna be really fast. So he has people, events, and other here. We can have Yo Haibata, profile, 27 years old, occupation doctor, director of Haibata Clinic, wanted under suspension of causing deaths of 3 patients while performing highly unethical surgical procedures, most likely on the island the day of the Rogetsu Kagura. His father Shigeto is head of the island and director of Haibata Infirmary, very influential in the area, substantial financial support of his son. Ayako, a girl who Yo seemed to be fond of while he was hiding on the island, one of the many people he was fond of, one of the only people he was fond of. Sister. Were the disappearances on the island and possible murders on the mainland motivated by his efforts to treat his sister's condition? Or just fraternal love? I'll explain later. Shigeto Haibata. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, we're done. 53, doctor, director of Haibata Infirmary in Rogetsu Hall, runs Rogetsu Hall Sanatorium and the infirmary, as head of the island, also in charge of local politics and ceremonies. Very influential person, provides support for his son Yo's activities, both financially and otherwise, maybe helping Yo stay hidden. The missing girls were found in a cave underneath the infirmary, but Shigeto denied involvement. One of the men working on the underground expansion of the infirmary left a note confessing to the abductions before committing suicide. The case seemed to be closed. Shigeto was combining medical science with local superstition and folklore in his effort to treat Moonlight Syndrome. Treatments using mask. Shigeto carried out a rite called the Rite of Descent, hoping it would cure Moonlight Syndrome. He was motivated by a desire to treat his daughter, who had the condition. Also lost his wife to Moonlight Syndrome. Shoji Kadagiri, 29, doctor, worked as an assistant to Director Haibata in Rogetsu Hall. Also had medical experience on mainland. Moonlight Syndrome treatment. Shoji seemed to have doubts using special apparatuses derived from folk medicine to treat Moonlight Syndrome. He found budding and blossom to be disturbing terms. What is the Rite of Descent? Tsubaki Tono, 23, nurse, born on the mainland, worked at Rogetsu Hall, chosen to be a vessel in the Rogetsu Kagura ritual dance. Collapsed and died during the Kagura. Cause of death never determined. Difficult to identify her body due to distortion of face. Post-mortem notes Rite of Descent as possible cause of death. Yoko Magaki. There's actually something I never actually gotten done of him. Interesting. No wonder. Maybe that's the only thing I'm missing for the achievement. 51, artist, question mark. Moonlight Syndrome patient. Stayed on 3rd floor of the Rogetsu Hall. Progression of Moonlight Syndrome accompanied by increasingly severe hallucinations. Retained the images he saw in his mind and immortalized them as paintings. Yoko is an alias, real name unknown. Picture of red woman. Yo Haibata's older sister? Was the woman in red I saw on the day of the mass disappearances Yo's older sister? But I can't remember what happened after I saw her. Asagi Hisuki, age 6, Moonlight Syndrome patient, condition deteriorated rapidly after a surgical procedure, causing death. Extremely similar to the cases Yo Haibata was involved in. Ruka Minazuki? Oh, here's her age, 17. Former patient at Rogetsu Hall, went missing on night of Rogetsu Kagura, later found in a cave beneath the infirmary. She wasn't found in time to prevent severe confusion and amnesia, which she still suffers from. Ruka's following her friends to Rogetsu Isle. Her mother Sayaka asked me to find her and bring her back safely. Sayaka Minazuki. My current client asked me to find her daughter Ruka and bring her back safely. Her sickness has abated, but she is still bedridden. I've known her since the kidnappings 10 years ago when I found Ruka. She hasn't changed a bit since then. Taishi Aiba, 27, teaching assistant history department at the Kusanagi University. An old university friend of mine came to the island to study mask and was afflicted with moonlight syndrome. The events, the Kagura kidnappings, incident in which 5 girls were abducted on the night of the Regetsu Kagura ritual dance. All exits from the temple of the Lunar Eclipse where the ritual was held were sealed, but the girls were nowhere to be found. Similar incidents had occurred on past Kagura nights, but all I could get from the locals was fearful superstitions. They say the girls were spirited away, or the moon took them. An anonymous tip-off led me to the cave underneath Haibata Infirmary where I found the missing girls. Shigeto Haibata's involvement. A room at the infirmary had a hidden passage to the cave where the girls were found. Director Haibata had denied any kind of involvement with the abductions, but he is clearly the man behind them. But why? Perpetrator. Were the girls abducted and forced to become the organs of a rite called the Rite of Descent? Is Yo Haibata the perpetrator? Evidence shows that others at the hospital were also involved. And then I don't have that. Mass disappearances. Incident in which the people of Regetsu Isle disappeared en masse 2 years after the Regetsu Kagura. Many bodies were found in the vicinity of the Regetsu Hall, while the rest of the islanders were never seen again. I just happened to be on Regetsu Isle at the time, in search of Yo Haibata. While looking for him, I saw the woman in red in the courtyard at Regetsu Hall. I never forgot the feeling of being overwhelmed by her power. Has she got something to do with the mass disappearances? Regetsu Isle. The main island of the Regetsu Islands has historically had little contact with the mainland, so its unique local culture has remained intact. Came to prominence when the Regetsu Hall Sanatorium was built, and when the Regetsu Kagura was made into a tourist attraction. Haibata Infirmary. Medical facility run by Shigeto Haibata, father of Yo Haibata, the only hospital on Regetsu Isle. Most of the patients suffer from moonlight syndrome, a condition unique to the islands. Regetsu Hall was built as an extension to the main infirmary building. The interior is quite ornate, featuring local engravings, and looks more like a hotel than a sanatorium. Apparently, patients from the families of a somewhat higher social stature are hospitalized at the sanatorium. Some of those patients have connections with Dr. Haibata. The old Regetsu Hall Hotel was demolished to build the sanatorium, but it seems some old shrines were also destroyed in the process. Moonlight Syndrome. A condition unique to the islands. Symptoms include amnesia, nighttime wandering, and bizarre behavior. Also known throughout history as of the islands as moonlust and moon night walking, as sufferers appear to be attracted to moonlight. In advanced stages of regression, patients can go into cardiopulmonary arrest, seemingly brought on by complete mental collapse. In many cases, patients with severe moonlight syndrome commit suicide. Regetsu Kagura. An ancient ceremony that takes place once every 10 years on Regetsu Isle. The maiden or vessel slips into a trance-like state as she dances to the music played by the organs. In recent times, the ceremony was made into a tourist attraction. People born on the island who moved away from it are said to come back to the Regetsu Kagura no matter what. Mask. Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, used in the Rite of Descent, said to have caused a disaster that ruined Regetsu Isle, seems to be something of a taboo subject here. Was Shigeto Haibata resurrecting the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse in an attempt to cure Moonlight Syndrome? Mask of Regetsu Isle. There are masks in every corner of Regetsu Isle. Masks seem to be very important to the people here, especially those worn by maidens during ceremonies. The maiden of the Kagura dances until she reaches a trance-like state. The beauty of her mask leads her to a beautiful place, or so they say. The mask artisan of the island is particularly revered by locals. Unlike the masks used in Kagura ceremonies in other parts of the country, the masks here represent the faces of the dead. Vessel. A maiden who dances during the Regetsu Kagura. She puts on the mask and dances in the moonlight on a special stage. The vessel is the focus of the entire ceremony. Organs. 5 young girls who play a special kind of music during the Regetsu Kagura. Girls of about the ages of 10 are chosen to play each of the 5 parts: vocal, flute, drum, strings, and bell. Rite of Descent. The Regetsu Kagura evolved from an earlier, more primitive form called the Rite of Descent. The Rite of Descent was forbidden when it caused a great disaster to befall the island. It is feared by the locals and has not been performed in a long time. Forbidden Kagura. During the rite of descent, does the rite of descent have an effect on the Regetsu Kagura? Was the rite being performed in secret at the same time as the Kagura was held in the open? Location. The rite of descent was performed in secret in the temple of Tsukiyomi at the exact same time as the Regetsu Kagura was being performed in full view. Ruka and the other girls were taken from the Kagura stage to take part in the rite of descent as organs. Don't have that. Failure. For some reason, the rite of descent was not completed successfully. Yo Haibuta's sister became the living dead and remained in a sleep-like state. So Haibuta was hiding on this island waiting for her sister to wake up. And I don't have that. I'm surprised I don't have, like, this thing completed. Interesting. But I gave you all the plot that I've been neglecting from the notebook because it was New Game Plus and I didn't want to show everything off. So, I wanted to bring up something. It's heavily implied that Yo Haibata and his sister had a kid together. And it's heavily implied it's Ayako. Because of one, her being her potential grandfather saying that she's a lot like Yo, and Yo showing, like, taking her to see Sakuya and all the other good shit. So the first time Fatal Frame actually had incest as a plot, or part of the plot, was actually Fatal Frame 4, and for some reason it kept on going afterwards. Just wanted to point that out. You have meatballs. I hope everyone did not mind too terribly that I took my sweet ass time reading that. This game series is really important to me, and it doesn't get a lot of attention nor love as much as I want it to. Like, it's revered. Doll bite right here, by the way. Oh, there's a doll in the other room. Hold on. There's an item around here, but I have yet to find it. There it is. This game doesn't get a lot of attention, the series at least. It used to be revered as, like, one of the top, like, horror game, like, series to play, you know, with Resident Evil and Silent Hill back in the PS2 era, but it doesn't get talked about a lot anymore. So when it comes to, like, taking care of it and, like, making sure the plot is nice and understandable and people are having fun, I like to take that seriously, so I read the notebook right now. After it would have been filled out, had it been fully filled out. Lineage of the House of Yomotsuki. For generations, the House of Yomotsuki has been known for its artisans of the mask used in the Kagura, Regetsu Kagura. The family was originally involved in traditional ceremonies in a more general fashion. However, the first of the Yomotsukis to become a mask artisan was Soan. Unlike the masks made by other artisans to represent gods or ritual roles, Soan's mask had the symbolic function of holding the souls of the dead. Throughout the generations, the Yomotsuki family prospered and produced many artisans, bringing us the 17th generation and the ultimate Yomotsuki mask artisan, Soetsu. In Soetsu's time, the masks of the House of Yomotsuki were held to have become as deaf in the soul themselves. They became the pride of the Regetsu Isle, even being presented to the Emperor of Japan himself. Unfortunately, at this point in the historical record, the disaster called the Day of Tranquility occurred, obscures our knowledge of Soetsu's life. And so the details of his death failed to be passed down to modern generations. 2 generations after Soetsu, the family lineage was restored by Sogen, and the mask artisanship of the House of Yomotsuki was revived. So an ancestor of ours, of Ruka's, caused the rite of descent that happened the first time, and then everyone got mad and upset, and within their right, honestly. The doll's up here, right there in the middle. And then a few generations after, they continued their family tradition again. So yeah. It's being held shut by a powerful force. There are charms stuck to the sliding door. Alright. I can think of one potential area where I can die in this, well, I can think of two, actually. The mask has a kind of charm stuck to it as the ones on the sliding door. I have to go find mask and peel off these talismans so that we can get into that room. And there's one in here. Now, I talked about how I only got really fucked up by one ghost in particular doing a lot of damage when he attacked me. And that was the ghost that took my stone mirror. He was a student of Soya. Get ready, because he's gonna come back. Remove the charm from the mask. I'm gonna do it in here just in case anything bad happens. I'm gonna try to make sure he doesn't kill me, but if he does, you have one more. He's your last chance in today's session, because there's no other ghost harder than him in my eyes, to get another naughty piece of angel art out of this deal. We're back at 99 again. Alright, so I showed off nearly all the outfits for Ruka, except for my favorite one for the... Oh wait, I have two. Oopsie. Well, it's fine. Alright, let me show you my favorite one from the DLC pack. It's her sleepy time outfit. She's so cute. Look at her pajamas, baby. After I answer this phone call, I'll show you something else as well. Everyone, I want to show you something important that I made when I first played this game, or started this particular copy of the game. I like to give you something important. I'd like to give you Nightlight. Remove the charm from the mask. She is also her own light source now. I had thought about like starting the stream, like playing this game with that on, but as much as I find it very funny, it's very distracting, so we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put cute glasses on her. Because apparently we all love glasses here. Mom's running away! Mom, come back! That's not standing, she was walking away now. There is a doll. inside this cubby right here. Give me a second. There. I don't think there's any items in this section of the room. There's one right there, because it's the note. No, it's not. No, it is. Secrets of the House of Yomotsuki. Know ye of the House of Yomotsuki. The purpose of the rite of descent is to reach that hallowed realm, being the path from the origin of souls and that which they walk when they return thereto. It is the moonlight's sacred place. The portal to the hallowed realm is the mask of the Yomotsuki artisan, being the mask of the Lunar Eclipse. The mask of the Lunar Eclipse have no form, as it doth symbolizes the moon, being the form of the souls of the dead, and it may also be the mask which consumeth that moon. The sea souls, led by the moon, doth don the mask, and, becoming void, so become the living deceased. To see the hallowed realm is as dying, and to become a spirit. Thus the only way for the living to reach the hallowed realm is through the dawning of the mask of the lunar eclipse. Haha, get booped. You boop me? But you don't laugh at my nightlight joke? I worked so hard on it. It took me hours to come up with that. Doll right there, by the way. Nearly forgot about it for a hot minute. Stop booping me. You distracted me. I nearly fell down the stairs. Sayaka and Ruka at piano. And your doll for this room is right here. Ruka Diary 4. Mommy told me something today. She said I was born from mommy and daddy. And mommy and daddy both had a mommy, daddy, and daddy too. It goes like that all the way back. Everyone is connected, and all those connections led to me. All of those people died, but it's not sad because thanks to all of them, I'm here now. There were many connections that brought me here, so I'm a very special girl. And because it works the same for everyone else, they are all special boys and girls too, so we should all be friends. I said that means mommy is a special girl and daddy is a special boy too, so I'll be friends with them. She laughed when I said that. I'm really happy that mommy and daddy are connected. I'm happy that their connection will never go away. So says the kid that was parents got divorced afterwards. Where's the light? Oh, it's the piano. Piano? Piano? The song I used to practice. Mother taught me this melody. I can just about remember. Oopsie. Sorry, the fucking Xbox, like, prompts confuse me, because I never play on an Xbox goddamn controller. But the game, for some reason, likes to think I am. I know this song. I've heard it before. Alright, Mama. I'm gonna go get it then. Yeah. For all of those who weren't here when I originally played this game emulated, when we had to do the piano puzzles, for some reason the Wiimote, which I made, just align with my mouse wherever that was. Oh, by the way, I can move my mouse. Nice. Wherever my mouse was, it was basically like pointing the Wii remote to a screen. However, the problem was whenever it came to the fucking piano puzzles, you had to actually click the buttons. It would go out of sync. It would be so out of sync that they had to like kind of like work my way around all the fucking bullshit that they kept on doing to me until I got it to work. It was hell. I would take like 10 minutes on every piano puzzle just to get it right. Thanks, Mama. Letter to Soya. Dear Soya, I remember that you once expressed a great interest in a melody you heard me singing. I thought I would write to tell you more about it. That melody is called the Moon Song. You may not have realized this, but I am a descendant of the Guardian Maidens. There are no longer any such maidens in existence, nor is their code still followed. In fact, the old moon organ is about the only remnant of them left on the Rogetsu Island. I had not intended to keep this a secret from you, but I had my reasons for not telling you about it as soon as we met. The Guardian Maidens are thought of as loners, never speaking to or having any association with others. I didn't want you to see me that way. The reason I am writing to you now is that I wanted you to know about my family's history before I cast off their name and joined the House of Yomatsuki. As you know, the people of this island have always thought of the moon as representing the soul, the form of the soul. It is revered as the place from whence all souls come, and the place where they all ultimately return. But the moon both waxes and wanes. The role of the Guardian Maidens is to play moon sounds in accordance with the phases of the moon, resonating with and protecting the souls of the people. According to the legends of the Guardian Maidens, everyone has a different moon sound. The sound is very faint, but like the oscillations of a crystal, it stays the same their whole life. On their own, each of our moon sounds is faint and weak. This is why we were taught to resonate our songs together. If your moon sound and mine can resonate together for eternity, I will know no greater happiness. Sayaka Minazuki. Ah! Guardian's Mirror. This is what was so important to her. I'm sure there was a display stand for this mirror. Secrets of the Guardians. The moon song is passed down only in the line of the Guardians, being taught from one maiden to the next. Give to those that learn it the Guardian's Mirror, so that if the song becometh lost to time or memory, or be interrupted, they, reflecting the light of the moon in the mirror, may know it once more. Let me get this first. All the charms have been removed. And then let me put this where it's supposed to. Place the mirror on the display stand. The mirror reflects the moonlight onto the wall. I'll take care of you. Something has appeared in the photo. It seems to represent the faces of the moon. Interesting, interesting. Alright, we're leaving. Alright, we're going back. Was my health out? Or we're good? I nearly thought the wall was a door. Oopsie. Alright, time to go see Dad. Apprentice! That's the name. This is Soya's apprentice. Now he's a bitch. Nope. Well, not really here. Playing NBA to feel better as I listen to your soothing voice. My bad for missing the pun, Angel. You're fine, you're fine. Are we calling Angel a problem because she's hella cute? Why would that make me a problem? By the way, since I have one more costume to show everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on now. We have the Mary Rose. That's right, you said it, say it like that. I know, Eno said you problem. You problem. I am a problem. I read an entire fucking notebook in one sitting for you fucks. There are masks on the shelves. They're all exquisitely made and almost have a sense of life about them. One of them has a patterned piece of paper attached to it. Moon sound score. This old-fashioned score represents music notes as moons. There's a note from Ruka's father. Soya's notes too. The entrance to the Temple of Tsukiyomi, where the rite of descent is performed, is closed and entry is forbidden. A certain moon sound must be played in order to open the temple, but it has been lost to history. However, I found an old music score in the Haibata archives. They said they used Professor Asu's camera obscura to reconstruct the score from the burned remains of a document. And now I can go into that room with the big mask on the roof. A series of words have been inscribed into the aging cupboard. It appears to be some kind of incantation. Numerous books fill the shelves. Many are yellowed and are falling apart. Boop. In my words of choice, the best solution to solve this confusion is the following. Boop. Boop you. Boop the fuck out of you. Boop me. Boop me. Soya's notes too. Looks like something that was left by Ruka's father. Dr. Haibata has been asking me why the mask of the lunar eclipse brought about the day of tranquility. The answer is simple. The mask of the lunar eclipse forged by Soetsu caused the vessel to blossom because he failed to create it perfectly, and it activated forbidden areas of the mind. The true mask of the lunar eclipse causes the vessel to lose all self and become void for a time, during which the depths of the mind open the spirit road. The path to the origin of souls, the hallowed realm, will be opened. By reaching the hallowed realm, the soul of the vessel, which had become as naught, returns from naught again. Dr. Hybida has already performed many experiments to see how the wearing of of mask affects the mind. I think I'll ask him to assist me in forging the mask of the Lunar Eclipse. What reason could he have to refuse me? Organ mask. Found a mask on the desk. The coding key. There's a piece of paper with a diagram on it. Books and maps scattered on the desk. Alright, well now we got the way forward. Let's go ahead and do that. We booped a cute, and the cute is named Angel. I'll let you have it today. Fine, I'm cute. I feel kind of cute today. I feel kind of kawaii dasu. And now I took it away. Angel is kawaii. Next thing left is calling Phoenix and saying Ikadak. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna beat you up later, Alex. Let's follow the children, because that's where I gotta go. I thought there was like a piece of fucking geometry out of place there, but it was just an open in the window. This costume isn't too bad now that I'm wearing it again. I haven't worn it since I first started, like, played through this game properly after getting it. You know what's gonna be the hardest thing if I ever do try to speedrun this game? Not immediately taking ghost pictures like this. You just have to ignore them. It's not like the other Fatal Frames where your spirit points are actually what you use to charge the camera. In this one, you don't need that. You get an entirely different item to do that, so... My question is, why wasn't my mother with me? She definitely would have stopped this shit happening. Down. Let go of the camera so I can look up again. One, two, three. Out. Down. Remove the camera so I can look up again. 1, 2, 3. Out. Down. Look up again. Down. Up. One. Two. Out. There's only one left. Down. Look up again. No, there's two. One. Nope, missed it. One. Nope, still missed it. We are going for the attack. One. Out. Because I kept on missing the fatal frame. Now there's only one left. Just gotta wait for her. There we go. Here she comes. Just do a regular fatal frame. One. Two. Out. Angel by rewatching Inuyasha Yuana's Hakama. His Hakama is cool. I would honestly wear it. It looks comfy. A samosa. Ooh. Fancy Issei. Treating yourself today? You deserve it. You're a good boy. The ornament on the altar moved when the organ mask was placed on it. Also, yeah, I got that fight down to a T. God, I actually kind of love that fight now that I figured out how to do it perfect. Globes on the moon patterns are arranged on the altar. Is this the moon organ? So we have to make this picture. There we go. There was a door behind there this entire time. Damn. There's no other items here, so let's go.